Just laugh and throw yourself out of the window and fall over from the apartment where you are. They are very pathetic. So here we are, but the BBC stands by its ground. The headline there, the observer in poison, General buys antidote tablets. The observer in Kenya, in Uganda, poison. Hey, General buys antidote tablets. Voila. Why didn't they consult me about the pain? Poison detector. This is Uganda at the moment. Everybody is going to buy poison antidote because nobody is, I don't know what is going on here now. Nobody is trusting each other's glass of water, food, sitting. You can't go to a restaurant, Amanda, say you are eating nicely with Dr. Matiang'i. You must first of all make sure you eat your food and finish all the glass, which is, honestly, there are no appointments for more restaurants with big generals in my capital city. People are scared. The newspaper, the Observer, talking about that. The New Vision, which is a government newspaper, say new salary structure for scientists is out, and it shows what is happening in Karamoja. UPDF recovers 800 cows that were stolen. These minutes of cows crossing over, cutting over to Kenya, into Suguta Valley, Kapedo Triangle, the West Pokot. This one, I have talked and talked and talked, and I think for me, talking, I have now decided to summarize. So here we are, Miriam, the news day of Zimbabwe. Census. Zimbabwe is doing a census, but they say it is in jeopardy because of inflated numbers. I don't know why a human being should inflate numbers in order to do what, Miriam? Are they being used for guinea pig or data for elections? What do you think? Then we have the daily news. The Citizens Party tease off new political approach. And I don't know, Chamisa with his citizens approach, CCC. I don't know what it means, but I am not a very good fan of Chamisa. Miriam, you could be a good fan of listening to Chamisa. Not I'm saying you are not a fan of Chamisa, but a good fan, because it doesn't inspire me at all. If there's a leader who can inspire me with speech, an opposition leader, Malema could come closer to inspiring me if I'm seated in Malema's audience. But there are leaders like Bob Wine cannot inspire me in his speech. Malema cannot inspire me in his speech. No. Chamisa cannot. Lisu cannot. The Riaka Machia can inspire me in the speech. There's another leader who, the one of Congo, who is not Katani, not the other brown one. There is a leader there who can inspire me in a speech. Then we have Mahama, can inspire me in a speech. And then we have, there is another one, very, very vocal in Tanzania. But the rest, I have not seen. Messenger cannot inspire me in a speech, because they all have problems of being part and a parcel of the same system that they are now condemning today. So that is why maybe inspiration, that inspiration has gone away, Miriam. So for me, see, for Chamisa to say it's going the way he's going, I don't know which route. The New Times, I think the New Times of South Africa, conviction rate for genocide ideology. You know, this is Rwanda. Conviction rate for genocide ideology crimes low. A report. I don't know whether New Times, that's the end of my papers of international scene. I don't know, Miriam, where we can go now. We can begin. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Let's just begin with the story on page 4 and 5 on the Daily Nation, where President Uhuru Kenyatta's camp in Azimio la Umoja, alongside other affiliate parties yesterday, warned that ODM leader Raila Odinga's six-piece suit call for voting in his Nyanza backyard could upset voter turnout and affect his presidential run. Mr. Odinga, the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition party leader, had on Monday urged the electorate in Luo Nyanza to only pick ODM candidates, causing a storm in the broader outfit where other parties see his call as a fight against them. They instead want Mr. Odinga to let all candidates fight it out in the polls, dismissing the six-piece suit call, where one party's candidates sweep all 6 selective seats as an attempt to reintroduce zoning through the back door after it was rejected by the affiliates. So was Raila by wanting his backyard to vote in a 6 suit, as he refers to it. Is he trying to introduce zoning from the back door?
I don't think it's trying to introduce. It could also backfire in the sense like the Prime Minister knows very well, East or West, the people instead of introducing zoning, it should go straight to giving direct tickets. You get the point, Miriam? Give direct tickets. There's no need. You give a direct ticket and say, we like that person in that position. That's not the problem. It is better than the question of now telling people vote 6-piece. There are people who like Raila in Nyanza, definitely, 98, 99%, but they don't like their MPs. You get my point? So the Prime Minister should not repeat the same problems that made us have, people going into, we don't want to have a problem there of UDA coming in. One person, because he's disturbed, he stands as independent. Look at the Homa Bay. Homa Bay now is a crisis. And when you fatigue the voters to that level, Miriam, believe me or not, my sister, some of these voters don't come back. You cause voter apathy in your own region. Let the Prime Minister hear me. Yeah, we are all in this. We are stakeholders. We are stakeholders. Some of us, our lives are depending on him winning this election. Yes, because the other side says, if you don't, for you on that day, they can tear you to pieces like a chicken. Miriam, you have seen that. Yes, they have told me that. That if Ogwambo does not win this election, Mr. Ruto himself has told people to send a message to me. I will be in jail. I don't know what I've done to him, but it's okay. I'm used to those type of things. And I'm not going to succumb to it, Miriam. So I have been given notice. So it is very important for us It's very, very important for us as individuals to understand the difficulties of a very, very important matter of election and a selection and a nomination. Zoning, Mr. Prime Minister could do. You know, saying 6-piece. You want people, there are some MPs, Mr. Prime Minister, some of them don't deserve to be in the parliament. Leave the people there to make a decision. Am I wrong?
That is how democracy should play out, and for the people, they're feeling.
people are going to vote for Raila Amolo Odinga. Ruto might not get a vote there. It might get 2 or 3 people who are annoyed with me, with Raila's sister running in Kisumu. You know, yesterday there was a fracas there in Kisumu. Ruth, I don't know why they also spoiled a good name. I have always been very critical of that type of thing, that Ruth is still fighting her way out. You can stay nicely and we can work with Ruth as a consultant. You know, she's my friend for a long time, Ruth. She's a very young person that I mentored in London. So I want to look for her today and tell her, hey, Ruth, leave, don't spoil, don't bring chaos around the region. We want a smooth vote. The energy, Miriam, we should finish this energy this way. You know where we should finish the energy? Let's go to the mountain and find out the few votes that we can get. Other than, again, going back to fight a very big battle in Homa Bay. Have you seen the one of Homa Bay? It's very short with Kidero. Now that these former governors have been given a lifeline, hey, I don't know which politics is this, but they have been given a lifeline that whether there is a case or no case, it is up to you. But I can understand that the IEBC has got a strict click. When you reach vetting exercise, I do understand the trick now. Have you read the law for vetting very properly, Miriam? Next time, bring it out. They will vet you out if you have a case. The parliament passes that thing without people knowing it is there. The IEBC could refuse you. Because why the DPP disappeared on that issue, he said let the IEBC decide. Because if you start cases now, Miriam, you might finish this case in 2030. Some of these long cases of corruption take as far as 3 to 4 years. There is no fast tracking in Kenya. So that is it. But the Homa Bay one is very bad. It's a very bad example. I submit.
All right. Thank you for that. Yes, indeed. And yeah, for democracy's sake, I think, and especially the people of Homa Bay, they're saying even the current governor has not really performed, and that was forced on them by the party. So right now they're saying if the people they wanted did not get the ODM ticket and they are in other parties affiliated to Azimio, they should be allowed the right to choose whether somebody is in DAP Kenya or is in Jubilee and is standing there and wants to run, and they feel this is the person that could serve us. They should be allowed that democratic right, and Raila should not try to coerce them to choose the 6 as suit peace, as he says, in the upcoming elections. Okay. Still on Marty's election, on page 21, a State House meeting yesterday cleared the way for former Nairobi Governor Polycarp Igathe to be named Azimio One Kenya candidate for the Nairobi race. According to sources privy to talks on the alliance ticket, the meeting settled on Mr. Igathe to fly the Azimio flag, with Westlands Member of Parliament Tim Wanyonyi asked to deputize him. One of the sources said the Equity Group Holdings Limited Chief Commercial Officer emerged as the compromise candidate as part of the Jubilee ODM Pact after Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry President Richard Ngatia fell out of favor with the Jubilee Party top leadership. Mr. Igathe is even currently holding a meeting with his team at a Nairobi hotel after the meeting, said the sources, on a condition of anonymity, as they were not authorized to speak to a media. Polycarp Igathe being deputized by Westlands MP Tim Wanyonyi. What do you think about this shaping of Nairobi leadership in the Azimio Group coalition?
Miriam, thank you very much. That's a good choice, and especially Wanyonyi. Igathe is not a politician. He's a technocrat. On the matter of swinging the vote, he might not swing the vote. Wanyonyi will swing the vote, will bring the vote. But Igathe is just hyped for nothing, surely. I'm honest. He's a very good man who can do figures, who can do administration, he can change, he can give you, to write anything you want. You tell him, write this policy, he can do that. But when it comes to political science, to do politics, Igabe cannot do politics. Tim Wanyonyi will do the politics. The vote will come from the ODM side. But Igabe to match the quotas, the status of the candidates that have been fielded on the other side. Like Sakaja, if you are to give the governorship of Nairobi, who can transform, who can think, who is not corrupt. Sakaja is just a cartel businessman. He has shown that he likes money so much. So Sakaja will come into Nairobi with that hunger. Is both, he has hunger and is an angry man. A man who defies the police regulations. A man who does not see that police have said don't drink during COVID times. This is the type of people we are choosing now. So we have agreed that since nobody is vetting anybody, Miriam will wait for the act to vet people. So I said, but Igabe can win the seat, but Wanyonyi, Tim Wanyonyi, will people, the ODM people in this town will vote because of Tim Wanyonyi. But when it comes to administration, Igabe will do the admin. He's a very good administrator. He's a friend of mine. He knows how to write policy. He knows very good English of Shakespeare. That's very good. In fact, for me, I was saying the other time when my brother, the man in Canada,
Miguna.
I was very close to Miguna. And that's why Miguna respects me. You don't see Miguna write about me. I'm happy because I don't interfere with his business. And when I tell him something, he takes it because he knows I've suffered the way he has suffered. So I told him that, why don't you go in and deputize? Miguna would make a very good, governor. If at that time I suggested that he could be a deputy to Peter Kenneth, they would have won a very good ticket. And they would have locked all the corruption outside in Nairobi City.
Dr. Miguna to deputize Peter Kenneth, the man that he really thinks cannot, because he's very egocentric and he feels he's better than.
No, those are suggestions. I say you can deputize Peter Kenneth, you can deputize. He doesn't like Kidero, he doesn't like Peter Kenneth, he doesn't like Sonko.
And so he feels he's more better than.
He wanted it on his own, but yes, Miriam.
He feels like he's better than all of these people. So there's no way Miguna would even think of deputizing this candidate.
So that's the danger. But this pair, as your news, you have read the news. Mm-hmm. This pair of Tim Wanyonyi and Mr. What is his name?
Polycarp.
Polycarp, is it Agathi? What is it?
Polycarp Igabe.
Polycarp Agathi. Mm-hmm. This name goes out of my mouth. Is my friend. It is very bad too. Polycarp Igathi. They are very good people. They will win the seat. They will win. Wanyonyi will win a lot of sympathy from people. And he has struggled. People will vote for Wanyonyi. People also, the Muranga business people who run these buildings where people are in the entire Africa, Nairobi. You don't own, very few people own buildings here. Most of these commercial premises you see in the city are either for Indians or people from Muranga. So even in the place where the Onyangos and all over stay, you are just on top, but under the real title belongs to some people, which is not. This is a capitalist state, so you cannot blame them. I am telling you, they will vote, and Sakaja has no chance if you put this pair. About Ngatia, Ngatia is my friend, but Ngatia has been told that you would still have a lot of work to do. But he does, you know, everybody now here in Kenya, if you stop me now, there is a very good law, I go independent. But now the independent now, where you go independent, a candidate, a governor, you must secure over 10, is it 1,000 signatures with the IDs, or 2,000, is it 10,000? That's where people are having hiccup. Very dangerous hiccup. See? Very dangerous hiccup. So that is the situation that we see, Miriam. You have to secure signatures. I saw the independent candidates complaining very bitterly that things were not very good at all. They are finding it difficult to secure signatures with the photos.
Which means they are not popular.
Yes. So there you are, Onyango. You are back. You are on.
Yes, yes.
Go ahead, Onyango. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
All right. So you've been following us. I don't know what is your thought on this Igade Wanyonyi's ticket. Why could it not be the other way around, Wanyonyi and then Igade?
I think, you know what happened to Igade? He tried it with the other man who was sent away by the county assembly. So I think maybe Igade is being rewarded for what he might have tasted. So since when we look at county government management, mainly it's just the way when you look at county government management, it requires somebody who has had an experience in policy formulation and policy implementation. When you look at Igade's profile, he has been working in some of the best institutions, both commercial and financial institutions. So he has gathered a bit of knowledge of how to handle institutions. So county government of Nairobi would require somebody who might have had an experience in some of those institutions, so that he can borrow some of the best policies that could have not been implemented within Nairobi City County. So I think Wanyonyi, has his profession is law and a bit of politics is now. I don't know much about him having had an experience in a financial management system within the country or outside. But I think Igade has gathered enough. He can implement or formulate the policies that might require a life-changing situation as we require in Nairobi. So I think it is a good pair as far as maybe the negotiations that have taken place within the commission.
All right. So I don't know who joined us. I don't know if it is Gishuru or Gladwell. Good morning.
Good morning.
Gishuru.
Yeah, it is Gishuru.
Good morning to you, Gibson.
Good morning to you.
Is it Gishuru or Gishuru? Okay, sorry.
Gishuru.
Okay. All right. So I don't know if you we're just looking at this ticket that Azimio is likely to settle on the leadership of as the capital city here, Nairobi. Igade is being proposed as the governor, and then his deputy Tim Wanyonyi. I wonder what will become of the current governor, or has she just served her purpose and now she can just move on to other things? She was hoping to run and serve another term here. What are your thoughts?
Sorry?
He's saying you put the things closer. He's saying how between Polycarp Igathe and and Team Wanyonyi, who are one team. What do you think about their candidature?
First of all, what I can say, the little I know about Wanyonyi, he was the member of parliament for
Westlands.
For Westlands. He did. I think he has done pretty much a good job for being an MP. Maybe we just I don't know what he'll do for us when he becomes the governor, but we just have to wait and see.
He's going to be the deputy of Polycarp Igafi.
Yeah. So
between the two, whom do you think pulls the vote? Igafi and Wanyonyi, because Igafi is purely a technical grad who writes books, policies, documents. He knows how to talk very well at conferences.
So he can know that, but at the end of the day, what we're looking as Kenyans is his ability to rule.
All right. So
it is what you are looking for is
his ability to rule the people.
Yes, to lead the people. Yes, thank you. Yeah, that's the point. If he doesn't have the ability to lead the people, then he is not leading the people. You have a point there. You need good governance. And in short, you are talking about good governance, people who cannot steal money, those people who don't put a hand in the coffers of the city and then kill and make the city very bankrupt. That's very good. You have a point there. And Paul, I was not listening to you. I had another intervention. What is your reassessment here?
As I am concerned, when I look at...
You are yourself ODM, and the vote goes where?
I will vote for them.
Of course, Baba has cleared that. But Miriam raised a very serious question. What happens to the current governor lady?
Did she serve her purpose now?
The current governor?
Yes.
The current governor was just a caretaker, and we have not seen her coming out as a capable personality so far.
So what you are saying is that what exactly are you saying?
He's saying what?
She's gone off the planet.
She was a transition. I think.
What do you think about the current governor, Mr. Chichuru?
And Anne Kananu? Should she be given another opportunity?
Anne Kananu.
Why give her another opportunity? What has she done for Nairobi?
But how much time did she have to do anything that is tangible?
She had no time. She spent most of the time in the court. So we did, surely it is we people, we did not give her much time. And by the way, talk about the services. I want you to give an opinion, independent opinion, yes or no. Has the Major General body done a good job, yes or no? Starting from the June.
Major General.
Major General body who has built those roads. There are roads, dispensaries now. You can see Nairobi roads, cleanliness, tarmacking, pavements. You haven't seen something new in Nairobi. Don't worry, I'm bringing you to the screen, so don't worry. Yes.
But if all that is done by the Major General, or even have a governor.
Okay. I think he has a point there. Because the governor surrendered some power. The governor surrendered some power to the metropolitan, is it called?
NMS.
Metropolitan.
Yes. But that office is closing up as President Uhuru Kenyatta is holding up because one is not in the law.
It was just a measure to make sure that some things work in Nairobi because things were not working.
Yeah.
So
has been doing a good job.
Yes. For me, Major has tried, but he was not yet there. He had just started.
Yeah, but it's a short time and it's closing in 3 months, Miriam. Thank you very much. Back to you, Miriam.
Okay, now let's move on to other matters. And close allies of Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka have accused President Uhuru Kenyatta and ODM boss Raila Odinga of betrayal. The Wiper leaders, mainly from Ukambani, insist Uhuru and Raila are reneging on a shrouded deal that makes Kalonzo the automatic Azimio second in command. For the first time, Makueni Senator Mutula Kilonzo Jr. claimed Kalonzo signed a separate deal with Uhuru and Raila, handing him the running mate slot. The agreement, he said, was in line with the three-legged stool arrangement that placed the three as the key anchors of the Azimio coalition. There were two signing ceremonies. The initial signing ceremony was done in the Big House, State House. The quiet one is where all these issues were discussed and the agreements reached, Mutula told the Star. Mutula, who is Wiper's national vice chairman, said subjecting the leader to a committee is betrayal. He is a close ally of the former vice president. And this secret agreement signed in the background, like we saw Kalonzo bring one that was signed in 2017, and then he agreed to go and sign another one after the one we know that was signed in State House. And he still, from what we're hearing now, Mutula said, they went again in the background and signed another one. And that gave, apparently the position of the deputy president for the Azimio team to Kalonzo Musyoka. What do you think is going on there in Wiper Party and their relation to the Azimio La Umoja coalition? Paul.
Look, it touches now the main point, which we are topic of, the saga of running mates. You know, Miriam, I am fed up with everything that Azimio is doing. I don't want to hide my feelings. And very many Kenyans are running out of what to say about the sympathy. You cannot wake up every morning, there is another headline. Every morning, there is another one. Every morning, there is another one. Oh, secret agreement in State House. Oh, this one. No, that one you are giving us, we who had hopes, whose hopes are hinged on Mr. Raila Amolo Odinga taking this power, taking this leadership and leading us across with the legacy of President Uhuru Kenyatta. I'm telling you, frankly speaking, you want me to say my mind, I am disgusted. You know, every morning, if you wake up and you find people are talking about, I had an agreement at night, I had another one. Why do they do these things at night? And then why don't they sort these things that they have done quietly? Then they give to their surrogates to go and announce to the public. You see, what is all this? This is childish. Yes, someone has to stand up. Now, me, I'll stand up. And I'll stand up and say my mind. What will they do? If they don't want me, I'll keep quiet. But I know that on this platform and other places, I also have people who think about me, then go and vote. Onyango, you didn't know that. They say, that guy. That Matsanga man talked to this. They go and vote. Yes, there are millions of people here who love me. Because you have never seen Onyango and Amelia Mandrade, Jichuru, you have never gone with me to a restaurant or a hotel in Nakuru or a hotel in Bungoma. The number of people who come, who pay my tea, my hotel tea, there are very many. There are very many. If I just like I say, iliwacha mimi nalipa hii. Let me pay this. Ulifanya kazi mzuri sana. Wewe mtu mzuri sana. Unatuambia mambo ya ukweli. There is nowhere I came out to take petrol in Bungoma or Eldoret. I will not leave that place without someone saying, Mzee, is it you that can I say hi to you? Or on the way to Mombasa, when I'm going to Mombasa, there is no place where I stop to say, let me have tea quietly. As you're having tea, you see somebody saying, let me come. Mzee, are you the one? Are you Dr. Man? Hey, yeah. You do this, you do this. Unatuambia ukweli hii. Unatuambia. So Their voters here are influence voters. So even if there are 200 only, that's a good vote. I might not have the vote to vote in Kenya, but I have 200 votes influence for Raila Odinga. Yes, so this thing of every waking up in the morning, Miriam, equal story Guinea. Oh, Kalonzo is here. Kalonzo is there. Kalonzo wants this. Why don't these guys themselves, President Uhuru Kenyatta, Raila, and the rest, lock themselves in one room and say, let's look at each other as the Pope, the popes of Vatican. Me, I'm going, let President Uhuru do this. I am leaving. Now, you have chosen Raila, but you people in this room, just close your eyes and pray to Jesus Christ and God Almighty up there. By the time you open your eyes, there will be a paper on the table. Pick that paper randomly. Do you know whom you will find? I'm teaching you how they choose the Pope. The white smoke will come out. Yes. All these members, leaders of the political party in Azimio, sit in one room with President Uhuru Kenyatta and let him be neutral. Raila, let him be neutral. And Aseme Aya, there you are. And write enough votes of yes and no. Who should be the smoke, white smoke should come on. If the white smoke comes on the smallest party, which has no votes, Miriam, we say now there, how many of the two got 2 of Karua? And how many got 3 of Kalonzo? So, okay. Kalonzo has 3, or Karua has 3, or Kalonzo has 2, Karua has 3. Now let's calm down. Go again, let's pray. You now put the 2. How many of you will pick Kalonzo? That's the smoke. Or how many of you will pick Karua? But that is also, as I wish it was like a football. Let's see Milan versus my Liverpool or something choice. It is not. Let's come back to the truth here. Kalonzo countrywide has about 3 million votes. If you look at Ukambani across and the coast, most of the coastal people, that's Kalonzo. He could earn 3 million votes. He can bring 3 million, 2.5 million votes to Raila. Is that not an advantage, Miriam? It is an advantage. It's a very good advantage. And that vote can solidify and compensate the vote that we are struggling for, which might not come from Mount Kenya because of the problems Mount Kenya might have in voter apathy. You will see, this Gichuru you are seeing here, he has already shown you signs that he might not appear. Yes, you can see from his talk, Gichuru on that day might not appear for a vote because he's even saying, what? Am I wrong, Gichuru, from your heart? Speak your mind.
No. You're not wrong, because first of all,
You see, I told you, he's not going to appear for the vote because he doesn't see the value. Am I wrong? They have not given you, there is no candidate who has given you a correct perspective that you as a student studying mass communication and journalism in the university, what are you going to benefit when you get out of here? So many of you, They might not come, Miriam. This is what we are fighting for from this mountain can disappoint us. So when we have sent away Mr. Kalonzo, and the Kalonzo turns his back on us, we are done. We start packing our goods on 7th of August, which is not very good for me. Me, I'm speaking my mind. I don't know what Onyango's mind is. I don't know what Miriam's mind, but Gibson Gichuru has already told you his mind. He's not going to be there. And take a sample of how many of those students are said, Miriam. Paul Onyango, sorry.
Yes.
Then we come to Miriam to conclude.
Paul?
Paul.
Gibson?
As I'm looking at this issue of Kalonzo, you know, Daktari, there's one problem in this country. This thing that the politicians have been talking about, past betrayal, it has not gone away. It is a Satan that is still existing. We need some prayers from God. On top of that, we are ethnically divided when it comes to political negotiations. And this thing is a country like Kenya, it has been because there's so many vested interests, and more so, it takes a political, tribal angle. Negotiations becomes very, very, very difficult to achieve what you are supposed to come up with. You can agree on one thing, another thing comes again. So many things come because of different vested interests, make the negotiations not complete, make it being done halfway. At the same time, people look at the past betrayals, they become part of that negotiation again. So it is very, very difficult because even when we look at where we are supposed to go on polls, there's still more time. So many things will change in between. But one thing that I don't like with the Kalonzo group, this outburst. They normally go to the media. I don't know what that outburst is intended for. I don't know what they want to achieve with it. But I think it is the right time. We have come very far with the negotiations. They should find a path that they sit down, they negotiate once and for all. Other than things done halfway, when it reaches another stage, some people take you back where you started from, or the whole thing has been brought down, then you start again. It's not good. We need to move forward. We need to be focused instead of going to the media to report what might not been done by others. It is not a good habit.
All right, thank you.
That's my take.
Gibson?
For me, what I can say, it's been like almost 60 years since we gained independent, and yet we're still being these politicians. We as Kenyans, we are still allowing them to rule us over, divide and conquer. It's been almost 60 years since our independence. As in, how does that even work? Because every single time we have elections, there's always a particular person, in quotes, representing a particular tribe of people. Why can't we change from that and say, as in, if this is a good person, it doesn't matter which tribe he comes from or what background they come from. If they do have a good quality, if they do have good qualities of a leader, that shouldn't matter. We should be able to choose them, not because of where they come from, but because of their good qualities of being leaders. And another thing is, as much as the president has a democratic right to take sides in the elections, I don't think that he should be allowed to help Raila with the elections, as in how they are talking, as in he's always there for the president. He's always there for Raila. But what has he done for us? Why should we even choose Raila, who the president claims to be his successor after everything that we've been through? Now,
let me come in here, Gichuru. Surely, where you are in Mount Kenya, and you are speaking from Mount Kenya, the president has done nothing?
It is not about where I come from or where the
No. I am beginning with your area.
No,
what I'm saying, your locality. Let's begin in Nazareth.
Maybe he has done a couple of things.
Yes, the roads that used to be there, are they the same roads?
They're still the same roads.
What about the governors? The money given to local road transport section, is it the president or the governors? Because these things have been developed. The governors have come, they have taken money from the counties, and Gichuru on this one, they have taken money from the counties and they're buying apartments in South Sea and Dubai. Now the president is the one, isn't it? The governors are supposed to give you a good hospital, and they are not doing the good hospital. The hospital that you are in, you are born in, might be the same hospital that is still there today without a bed or medicine. That is not the president. The function of the hospital has been developed.
Yeah, as much as it has been devolved, we don't forget that at the end of the day, the president still supersedes everything in the country. He's supposed to come to every single county and make sure everything is going according to plan.
But he gave his deputy who came and you people were singing with him. The deputy came to watch you, and apparently most of you, the younger generation, why I want you on this TV is to see the youth. What is it that you find out from the leader of UDA, who was the deputy to the president?
I think for me, when it comes to in comparison to between Raila and Ruto, first of all, when you come to age, let's not lie. Raila is an old man. If he's here to talk about innovations, about the new things coming for the new opportunities for youth, what does he know? How does he know the new trends? You see where I'm coming from.
Okay, now give us another good example of Ruto.
Another good. I'm not saying I'm not saying either of them is better than the other.
Because you are saying comparison. That's
yeah.
So but okay. Give us randomly what you think. You have said Raila is an old man, and Gichuru will never become old.
He's outdated. What I can say, he's outdated. He doesn't know anything about it.
Gichuru will not become old. You will not become old.
Yeah, I will become old. But my point is, since the time of Moi,
yes,
Raila has always been the opposition. Has always been trying to get to become the president.
No, to fight for the democracy. Let me correct you there. Yes, because you could not be speaking even on TV today if it was not Raila.
Okay, but
yes, you were not born in Moi's era. You were born when Moi is almost gone. I believe your age is 1990. What? How old are you, Gibson?
I'm 24.
24. That's 1997.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. 1997 was the worst era of repression in this country. But when we were going down like bullets were being hammered on us, you were not there. So when you compare Raila, study the history.
I know a bit of history about. But my point is, after trying that much, how old is Raila?
Yes, is it the age or the performance?
No, it's not even. What did he do for Kenya when he was the prime minister?
So many things.
Yeah. Which you can't say he never did anything.
No, I can name so many of them.
Okay, sure.
One of them,
but at the end of the day,
no, Gideon, Gideon, one of them is me. I'm talking here freely. Those days, you could, if it was Ruto in power, have you seen how Ruto tells people that when he gets power, Matiang'i must be deported? That is one of the values.
But I'd rather vote for Ruto because of this.
Because of
the president he has chosen Raila to be his successor. True or false?
Is your hatred the president or Raila?
No, I don't hate anyone.
Who do you hate?
I don't hate anyone. No. What I'm saying is,
let's finish this conversation. Don't worry to speak. Nobody is going to penalize because I want your mind. Is it Raila you hate, or the president you hate, or whom do you hate?
He has already said Raila is a bit too old, maybe cannot connect with the issues of the youth from his perspective, but also I think he's missing some...
You hate Raila because he's old, he's old, he cannot connect to the history of you, younger man, and then you go for Ruto, who is young but corrupt and takes all the tenders.
Everyone is corrupt. Everyone is corrupt, including the president, including Raila, including Ruto. All of them are corrupt.
Gibson,
are you also corrupt?
That is for a fact.
Okay.
Or are you also corrupt?
I am not corrupt.
We have to end now because we have to give way to the next show, because there's a topic that is on the headlines here on Matiang'i telling DP to quit. So that will form the basis of our conversation next. I'm afraid we have to bring this to an end. Gibson,
the conversation, Miriam, don't worry, that one comes to, is it the opinion?
It will be the next conversation. So I think, I'm afraid we have to end here.
No, we shouldn't end that way abruptly. Let's end by convincing this young man.
Has made up his mind, and I think from how he speaks, it will be very difficult to persuade him otherwise. So
no, it's not about persuasion. I'm saying that we all have different perceptions.
Yes, that is true, and persuasions, and we respect.
But the final thing, Jichuru, you might not be voting.
Yeah, because what I'm to be, there is no one holier than thou. They're all the same.
Yeah, so you might not be voting, so you are as good as useless.
No.
Without anything, you are useless in the society. If you are not going to vote, at the end of the day, you say Raila is bad, you like Ruto, but you will not turn up to vote. You are part of the voter apathy.
But how
we get another debate later. Let's end it here. I now wanted to get the truth out of you, that you are taken as a sample of how people are feeling. Don't fear to tell us your mind.
A lot of young people feel the way he's feeling, actually. People his age, that's his age, and those who just took their IDs, I think a lot of them have feel a similar way.
They have a bias.
It's
not biased. So maybe if I did give you my reasons, somehow
you will give the reasons in subsequent discussions.
So
there are more coming.
Maybe what should happen is these leaders who are vying for these positions should try explaining now what it is that they want to do and how maybe they will change the young people's lives so that they're able to really understand what it is that they might get from this. Because from what Gibson there is saying, already you see a voter apathy and a representation of so many other young people. They don't understand, if I elect Ruto, if I elect Raila, what do I stand to gain as a young person in this country? So maybe these candidates needs to go out there and sell their manifesto clearly and tell the young people how their agenda and how they might benefit from whatever it is that they have for them in their manifestos. I think perhaps this will help in clearing, and then maybe they can be persuaded for either, or maybe that they will be able to make a more informed decision even as they go to vote. I think that will be a good start. But we have to end now.
I think you are right, Miriam. Let's conclude it here. Thank you very much. At the top of hour, we are 90 minutes past the top of hour. Let's take an interlude or an interval. then come up with our show, the diplomatic links, which is coming up, I and Miriam and the panel, which is still in the studio, Paul Onyango and Gibson Gichuru. We want to hear from you about the return of refugees from Europe. Is it commercial or humanitarian? That's it. Coming up next.
We'll be right back.